task I wanted to complete ahead of time for this dish that I'm making is to make pasta dough, which I'm not going to roll out tonight. I'm just going to make the ball of dough for fresh pasta and then wrap it up really well and put it in the fridge. So that's what we're doing now, which I've never done before. I mean, I'm Italian, mostly Italian, and my grandmother used to make fresh pasta, my aunt and uncle used to make fresh pasta, so genetically speaking, I should be okay. Magically, right? Yes, perhaps? Maybe not. So, this, the recipe I'm using has weights for their flour, so that's good. I'm going to use a scale. The good thing about this OXO scale is that you can pull out the actual reading display, because I'm not going to use my counter. Most recipes that have you do it by hand or in a mixing bowl yourself, you use a counter to mix. But my counters are terrible, ugly old melamine, and I don't trust them, even though I clean them and disinfect them and I take care of them. They're from 1965 probably, so I'm not going to use this giant mixing bowl here. So I can put this mixing bowl on my scale and I can still see my display. It's not under the bowl. So turn this on and see how this goes. I'm always very unsure of myself when I start something, but usually it turns out okay. You know, it's hit or miss, guys, hit or miss. So I'm doing half a recipe for pasta, so I'm just doing raviolis. So this is going to be 5 ounces of flour. Okay, no. 4 3/8. 5 on the nose. All right, I'll take it. I'm gonna leave this out just in case. That's like no flour at all. I feel like that's nothing. Oh well. Anything else get weighed? No, that's it. That's all I need the scale for. So I'm gonna move that out of the way so I'm not breaking it by kneading on top of it. Shut it off. So my hands are clean, and I am going to have a large amount of flour. Make a well in the center of the flour. All right. What a lovely little well I have. Oh, lovely. It just seems like such a small amount, doesn't it? Doesn't it, guys? Oh well. I mean, pasta is very wet, so I need to do 1 whole egg. 1 whole egg. Which I really should crack in here first, because I've had times where you go to crack an egg directly into your recipe, and guess what? There's blood in it, like a lot of blood, not just like a speck. Like I've had fully bloody eggs, and I've had to scratch entire recipes because of it. So I always recommend to crack your egg in something like this first, just in case, guys, just in case. And then I need 2 egg yolks. So I'll collect my whites in here. Maybe I'll make eggs tomorrow with egg whites. That didn't crack well. Okay. So separate your egg white and your egg yolk. One yolk. And although it doesn't really matter if you break your yolk, I don't know, it's like a pride thing, isn't it? Don't break, don't break, don't break. I've done this a few times. I've made creme brulee before and things like that that require, you know, just yolks, so it's a pride thing, guys. Come on, egg white, get off. You could also use your hands if the shell doesn't break well or doesn't, killing me. Thank you. Like cracks unevenly. Like this. So if you wanted to do this, there you go. Nope. See, I broke my yolk. It's okay. This recipe doesn't really matter. So I have 2 egg yolks, 1 full egg. I need about a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Eggy hands. I'm just gonna rinse off my hands really quick. In my sink full of dishes. Everything's getting washed anyway, so. No. Okay. Salt, salt, salt. I'm just gonna estimate half a teaspoon of kosher salt. It's probably a little less actually. You know what? Okay. So, cover that. My eggs are done. Leave them there. So it wants me to beat this. Easy enough. Gradually incorporate. Not a whole lot of wet to my dry either, so this is going to be fun to incorporate. I want to create a wet, sticky dough. Loo, loo, loo. It's probably easier to use my hands at this point, to be honest. There's some things that are just way simpler by hand, or unless you have an electric mixer, which I would do, but it's late and it's pretty loud. My neighbors are probably sleeping, so it's gonna suck it up. When I get to the point where I have these giant blobs, I'm gonna start using my hands. Yeah. So, scrape. And all the moisture I can get. Okay, I'm right-handed, of course, so now my left hand's dirty. Okay, whatever. Dough hands. It's like when you're breading chicken breasts and using your hands and you're just breading your own hand. It's lovely. Should feel firm and dry in a craggy bowl in 2 to 5 minutes. Well, it's getting there. I can almost form a craggy bowl. Ugh, it's such a mess. Urgh. They call me dough hands. Ba-dum-bum. Alright, universe. You're cute. It's actually one of the stickiest doughs I've ever worked with. Made bagels once. Those are really good, actually, but yeah, the dough was pretty damn sticky. So one of my favorite things I ever made was pretzel rolls, which I don't know if I have the recipe anymore. I don't even remember where I got it from, but they were really good. And you made them in a you made them in a food processor, which I don't have right now. It's my parents' house, but those were awesome. I really enjoyed eating those. It's never gonna come off my hands. Of course, there's a lot of the moisture, so I really don't want to lose it. Whatever. Just gonna get my hands gross again anyway, right? Right. We're almost there. We almost have a bowl. Once I have a bowl, like, I can just process it with this instead of doing this with my hands. You know? And then I can wrap it up and that'll be it. Some parts that are stuck to the actual bowl. I've noticed that since I have a slight New York accent, the way I say bowl and ball kind of sounds alike, so forgive me. That's getting better now. Again, a lot of the moisture parts of the dough are stuck to my hands, which is going to prevent me from getting the drier parts to assimilate. like the Borg. My ball of dough is the Borg. Clearly. Okay. I need to use my other hand. I have hands and they work. Back in the day, this is all they ever did to cook anything. That's crazy, huh? Everything you ate was made like this. Some poor person was sitting in a kitchen doing this. There was no factory. Okay. But I guess if you wanted pasta, you must pay the price. I will use my clean hand. Cleaner hand. Alright, it's actually forming into a cohesive kind of sort of structure. I feel like this would be easier on a counter than in a bowl since the bowl moves, but again, don't have that luxury at the moment. Do I feel like this is too dry? I'll give it some time still. I did used to have a wooden board that had a lip and then a lip, so if you were kneading on it, it wouldn't slide, and I really miss it. It got a little water damaged, so I no longer have it, but it was great. I only used it for pastries and breads, so this is delightful. Yeah, this is basically a ball of dough. It feels awfully, well, I said like Play-Doh-like texture, and this is basically a Play-Doh-like texture. Just egg and flour and salt. It's amazing. It smells like Play-Doh. Guys, Soylent Green is people. Pasta is Play-Doh. Ha! Okay. Pretty much got all the dry parts, so that's good. Just gonna... I think we're there. Do I feel like it's too dry? It's gonna rest, and when it rests, it's going to probably distribute the moisture slightly better. It's a little dry. Do I want to do a spritz of water? No, I think we're good. I'm gonna leave it alone. When it gets rolled out, it's going to let me see. Firm and dry. Can form a craggy looking ball 2 to 5 minutes. Rotate the ball, repeat. Smooth elastic texture. Well, I don't think we're quite smooth yet. And I think we're a little dry actually. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this because this does feel slightly dry to me. Slightly. Like 1 drip of water. Well, if I just keep playing with it, it'll... Let me do this. Because there are some parts that are definitely drier than others, and some parts that are definitely wetter than others. I can't do it in the bowl anymore, it just moves too much. There's too much of this happening. If I could do this on the counter, I should have just saran wrapped my counter like my cousin. But I didn't. I'm a fool. Or it's just buy a new frickin' board. Or just renovate my kitchen. Sooner or later I will be renovating this kitchen. It's just, you know, money. The root of all evil. And time. And I'm not going to have a kitchen for that time period, so it's going to be interesting. Yes, very interesting. You know what? I think this is nice, feeling like the dry patches are starting to dissipate. There's just intermittent dry patches now. Alright. I'm going to give it 1 little water, just to literally like dry off my hand. I don't want to give it much water at all. Now I have to incorporate the water. You know, I'm gonna call this a day. I'm gonna call it a day on this, guys. It's late, I'm tired. I think it's fine. And if it turns out like poop, well, I can only blame myself. So I'm gonna leave it. So this has to get wrapped up very tightly in saran wrap so I don't lose moisture. Let's get rid of all this goo on my hands. Times like these, guys. I just can't. I can't. And if I ruin my manicure, c'est la vie. I can redo it. That's better. Wash the hands. Touch raw egg with them. Between all the fingers around the ring, because I always wear this ring. So under the nails. Okay, calling that clean. Okie dokie. So that's my bowl of dough. Look how cute he is. My first attempt at pasta. Can I just put that in boiling water and cook it? So saran wrap. Just move that momentarily. Don't fall. Love of God. That. Okay. This is gonna take a few layers. Ay, ay, ay. So many dishes. Okay. So. Layer one. And then I'm probably gonna put it in a Ziploc bag too. Not gonna lie. Just because I really don't want this to dry up in my fridge and be ruined. Two. I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna put it in a freezer bag. And if this gets ruined for some reason in my fridge, I'm making it in my mixer next time. So, would rather not have to redo it at all, but what a lovely little bowl of dough. It's like a baseball. They're out. We're gonna go full OCD. Into the fridge. Okay, good luck, Mr. Bowl. See you soon. So, I'm preemptively making a ricotta-based filling for a ravioli that I'm gonna make in a couple days. Because why not make it early, right? So I have a few things here. This is actually impastata. It's not actually ricotta, because the recipe calls for ricotta that you drain between paper towels or regular towels until it's much drier. So this is already dried ricotta basically, and I need 5 ounces of it. So have a scale, have a bowl and a scale. It's like midnight right now, by the way, so no time like the present, guys. Rather do this now than when I'm doing everything else the day of. So whatever I don't use, I will make it something else. That's 5 1/4 ounces. It's fine. So impastata. Check. Let me just see, because I don't recall. So that was that. So 5 ounces done. An ounce of, it says Parmesan cheese, but I'm going to use Romano because I just prefer the flavor. So I'm going to zero it out. Oh, my bad. So 1 ounce of Romano cheese, freshly grated. 8 years later. It's an eighth of an ounce. Huh. I find microplaning things very satisfying. Like when it sticks, it's very satisfying. Zesting, microplaning, grating. It's half an ounce. Oh my god, I should use a bigger ball. 5/8 of an ounce. We might have to put this in a bigger bowl to mix, guys. Mistakes were made. 3/4 of an ounce. No. 7/8 of an ounce. I'm making a mess. I'm wasting Romano cheese. The counter's clean, so honestly. 1 ounce. Ha! So good. My god. Okay. So we're gonna need a bigger bowl. That's it for the weight measurements anyway, so just have to clean this off when I'm done. Bigger bowl. Like that dripping on my boots. So, this'll do. Put this in the sink. That's better. Wash that afterwards. Shut off my scale. Some lemon juice. 1/2 teaspoon. I just dropped a seed in there, didn't I? So why not? But did I actually drop a seed in here is the real question of the day. I don't see a seed. If I dropped a seed, well, someone's gonna be in for a rude surprise when they eat this. No, I don't think I dropped a seed. I think it was a little piece of pulp. Anyway, the original recipe called for nutmeg. And honestly, if there's one spice I don't like, it's nutmeg. And nothing will ever change that opinion. I've had it in multiple dishes. I've had it in savory dishes, sweet dishes. I've had dishes where I've put nutmeg in it myself, and I just have never liked nutmeg. Kosher salt. Just can't. I can't do it, man. Pepper. I'm gonna mix this up and then taste it and see if it needs more salt or pepper. This is not much filling. I actually thought this would make a lot more considering what I'm using it for. I had gotten a big piping bag ready. I'll probably still use the big piping bag. But I don't think I'm actually gonna really need it for the volume. This is very dry. Smells good. Taste. Salt's good. Pepper's good. Okay. So I'm calling it. That's seasoned wonderfully. The lemon's really nice. Obviously very subtle since it's just a half a teaspoon of lemon, but it's nice. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the big piping bag, even though it's not much. One piping bag. My hands are clean. Just gonna... This is so crumbly. I really thought it was gonna be... Oh well. I wonder if the impastato is just a little too dry, but hopefully it'll pipe okay once it's all squished in the bag. We're gonna find out. And if it doesn't, well, next time we'll do a ricotta. I'm obviously not gonna cut the end off if I'm gonna store it for a few days, so that's really it. I'm just gonna... That's it. So when I go to use it, I think it'll pipe fine. We gonna find out. That's that. Feeling done. So there's a lot happening in my kitchen today. A lot. I'm a little stressed. Might have had nightmares while I was sleeping. So I bought this lovely thing right here, which I did use off camera, guys, already. I'm sorry. I had to know. I just had to know. But now we're going to use it on camera, and I'll show you, and then I'll do a review later, probably. This is the pasta rolling attachment for the KitchenAid mixer. I'm making ravioli. I'm making ravioli with soft egg yolks inside of them, and breadsticks, and blueberry cobbler. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. So I have a very busy kitchen at the moment with things happening, and I need a nap. So, this was the one I rolled already, which I'm keeping under a little bit of saran wrap and just some towels. Then I'm going to cut out the rounds once the other piece is rolled. Just get the flour here. I covered my counter in saran wrap, which doesn't stick very well because melamine counter. So, this is the breadstick dough, which will be in a different video probably. Yeah, to work. So, this is the KitchenAid roller. I separated my dough in half. It's been in the fridge for about a day and a half. It actually discolored slightly. It may look gnarlier on the video than it is in real life. It's really not that discolored. It just darkened ever so slightly. After some Googling and smelling and consulting, it's fine. I don't think anything came of it. I wouldn't keep it in the fridge any longer than a day and a half. I would probably freeze my dough and then defrost it to do this process if I wanted to make dough in advance again. So that's the story. So I'm going to start on 1. You turn your mixer to a speed of 2, and then you do it. So the first few times you leave it on 1 and you roll it into itself. I did it 3 or 4 times with the other piece. Some flour. Oh, that was an air bubble. That was scary. Okay. Of course, this piece is sticking more than my last piece. Alright. 1. So now I'm going to adjust it to 2. So this is going to get progressively thinner with each roll. You can't start going straight to like 5, guys. You gotta go through the motions. Just flour to keep it from sticking. Now this is 3. The recipe that I'm using says to get it to about a 1/16 of an inch, which going to setting 5 seemed to be the right one. The KitchenAid instruction manual, which I did read for this, said ravioli is about 5, so that was correct. This is 4. Hate these scraggly ends. Let me roll one more time. On 4. Okay. And then finally 5. This is almost cathartic. I don't know, I find this very enjoyable. It's like a dough snake that I'm creating. So that was setting 5. So, put my dough over here on a lightly floured counter. Shut off that. That's it, I'm done with this for now. So, yes, more on this later. Back to the counter. Not enough room there. This recipe calls for 3.5-inch cuts to be made. This is more in line with a 4-inch cut, just because I'm going to be filling each round with a double high snake of my ricotta impastata mixture I made earlier, which is in a pastry bag right now. So it's going to be, you know, the barrier for my oak. And by oak, I mean yolk, because I'm tired. It's like the Great Wall of egg yolk. So, an egg yolk is about this big, so I need to have a little bit bigger. So, I don't know if 3.5 is going to cut it for a leeway on sealing. So, this is slightly bigger than a 3.5. We'll see. I'm going to work with my other dough first. So, I'm going to cover this one. Trade. We make trade. So this is already a floured metal pan. Just gonna cut my rounds. And then I'm going to probably layer some saran wrap or parchment paper, flour a little bit, and continue. Since I'm doing this a little later. I don't want this to sit out too long. It's gonna go back in the fridge. And later I'll fill in everything else. So, alright. Should I flour this? Do I feel like flouring this? Let's see. Should I push harder? Yeah. Push harder. So, 1. And whatever scraps I have, I can re-roll if I need to make more rounds. I figure a main dish of this, probably 3 or 4 ravioli. I mean, how many egg yolks can you consume in a meal? And again, like creme brulee and stuff is all egg yolk. 2. I wish I had a nice countertop, so I could just do this on the counter. 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-roll. So, 1 layer. pasta making is pressured and scary and but I'm excited. I'll be more excited if it turns out well. Okay. Doing this on saran wrap sucks. Balls. Okay. Imperfections are fine. It's fine. It's great. Love it. I'm thrilled. I also have the fettuccine and the spaghetti attachment for the KitchenAid now, so curious to see how those will turn out. Did I get 2 more? No, it's not gonna happen. So that's 8 rounds, so it's enough to have technically 4 raviolis. So it's not enough. We're gonna re-roll. Which I can't use that anymore. Ha ha ha. There's enough flour on this to be fine. Just use it as a catch in case I mess up. So back to 1. Hopefully this actually forms a cohesive sheet. Ah. Flour. Let's move. Okay. So once this is done, I'm going to actually start the breadsticks because that dough's been in the fridge also. I'm waiting for it to just warm up a little bit. And I'm going to shape them, put them back in the fridge. They shouldn't rise anymore, I don't think. And then I'm going to bake them closer to dinner so that way I have warm breadsticks. Thankfully this did form a sheet. I had a little bit of a concern there for a second. So this is 5, nearly done. So I think my goal is probably get to 8 raviolis. The recipe was actually for 10, but again, I made them slightly bigger than the recipe. So I'm not going to be too concerned. I think 3 or 4 raviolis a person, there's only 2 people eating, is fine. God, I want new countertops. God! Or I might invest in what I had at my parents' house, which is the big wooden kind of kneading board I had there. So at least I could put it over the countertops. It was really good for working with dough. Home ownership. It's a slow process, guys. So now I have to re-roll this one more time. I'm gonna let you guys go then, because you've been watching this for too freaking long. Go find something else to do. I'll be back. So I figure before my company comes over, since until then I have to shower, I have to clean my apartment, and I have to do a million other things, I'm gonna do a test run ravioli so I can do it on video without interrupting my life. As much as I love you guys, I love that you interrupt my life. So I also just want to make sure it tastes good and comes out okay. So why not do a test run? I have an uneven amount of raviolis that I ended up with. I think I ended up with 14 rounds, so I'll have 7 raviolis. So now I'll have 6, 3 each, and breadsticks and whatever else I made. So these are my rounds. I've been in the fridge for a little while. I have some fear, guys. I'm fearful. Hope they're not excessively floury. I don't know. So step 1 was, this is the ricotta filling that I made earlier one day ago. So I just cut a 1/4 inch hole in the pastry bag. Never been really good at this, guys, but let's see if I can do this. I'm making a cocoon for my yolk. I'm gonna have to cut a bigger freaking hole. Yeah. Is it so small? No, it's not gonna work. Shut up, phone. I know you're dying. I know! Boop, boop. Okay. So, try again. That's proper 1/4 inch hole now. That's not big enough for a yolk, probably. That's not pretty at all. Just not pretty. That's also not big enough for a yolk. Okay. Gonna have to make this bigger, I think. Make the hole even bigger. Okay. Let's see how this goes, guys. What do you think? Think a yolk will fit in that? Like a nice womb. Okay. We're gonna find out. So, there you go. Egg. Of course. Really do not want to break the yolk. Current life goal. What do? I mess up my cracking. Okay. 1 egg yolk. I wouldn't recommend doing the shell back and forth thing. I feel like they're more likely to break that way. Oh god. Haha! A little bit of white dripping down, but I'll deal. It's fine. It fits. If it fits, I sits. Story of cats everywhere. All right. Gonna have to make that hole bigger for my filling. Clearly, it's not quite big enough. Should I just do another one real quick around the top? Okay. Now, this part is the part where you're most likely to break a yolk, probably. Top in this ravioli. This is not stretchy or pliable at all. Not even a little bit. The fear, man, the fear. It's real. I don't like failing. Honestly, Food, the first time you cook anything, it's gonna either be amazing or it's gonna suck. Sometimes you have a hard time replicating what you've made, and that's just part of life. Like, I really don't care if it doesn't look good, as long as it tastes really good. That's really the goal of cooking for me. If I fucked up in how it looks, okay, fine. But this part, I just really want it to work out. Just really, really. I don't know if I made the dough thin enough or not. I'm having some doubts about that, but I said a 1/16 of an inch. The recipe emphasized that you do not press directly on the yolk during this portion. God. Okay. Alright, kids. It looks like a ravioli, right? It's gonna crimp a bit. Yeah, I think the dough's a little thick now that I have two pieces together, but c'est la vie. Look, I have ravioli. Oh, 'tis a ravioli. Nice to meet you, ravioli. Please don't fall apart when I put you in the water. Please, God. Please. Please. Please don't let your yolk break. I don't think my water's boiling yet, so I'm just gonna briefly cover that. No. Alright. Turn it back on when I cook it, and then we'll cut it open and eat it. Yeah. The truth. The recipe says not to salt the water. As a proper human being who knows better, ugh. I'm not going to salt it for the test run. The sauce that you put on top of these, which I'm not going to make just yet, in a little while, I'm going to make the sauce, has pancetta in it and things like that. So I guess they're concerned about over salting. Really? So I'm going to taste this and see how salty it is when it's done, and then I'll determine later what I'm doing. Oh God, I'm scared. 2 minutes. Start. No! Timer, come back. 2 minutes. I'm just gonna sit here and stare at this happen. Hopefully it won't open, and hopefully I won't see any egg yolk rushing out of the sides of my ravioli. Yeah, definitely too thick, even though the recipe said a 1/16 of an inch. Float, my pretty. I have to make 6 more of these without breaking any fucking yolks. The fear, man, it's real. And I'm gonna work on sealing the edges a little better, make it a little prettier. Make it a bit prettier. So it'll be 3 per person, because it's me and one other person having dinner. Then I have the breadsticks. I honestly forgot to make a salad or a vegetable. I'm sure my dinner date's not going to mind that, but whatever. I also made blueberry cobbler, which is the same recipe as the peach cobbler. Why do I keep saying pear? Peach cobbler that I made also somewhere on the consortium. I'm not sure if it's out yet as of the time of this video, but same recipe with blueberries. Don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm sure it's delicious because the peach was delicious. I feel like rotating this over so the yolk gets full. Yoop. 1 ravioli to rule them all. Oh, first attempt at pasta, and I went for like something that's impossible to make. It's great. It's great. Never made pasta before. Go big or go home. How much time is left? 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Alright. Feels like pasta. I'm just going to try the outside of the pasta first and see if it's actually cooked enough. This feels a little dense. No. Needs more than 2 minutes. Hope it doesn't kill my yolk. Another minute. It's really al dente. which is fine by me normally, but I'm gonna give it another minute. Next time, thinner pasta. If you're watching this video and want to make these, thinner pasta. That was setting 5 on the wow, I'm tired. The KitchenAid. I combined KitchenAid and Cuisinart. Kitchenart. So I'll probably go to 6. Or even 1 down. Oh, I'll do this again probably. Without a camera on my head. Everything's way more stressful when there's a camera on your head, by the way. In case you were wondering. Oh, don't want to kill the yolk, but I want to have tender pasta. So I'm glad I'm doing a test run, or else I'd have to do this and not know how much time to leave them in the pot for. Okay. Alright, this was 3 minutes. That feels better. I feel like these are gonna need 4 minutes. Or maybe just the dough is really tough. Because I had it sitting. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute and then I'm done. I'm not gonna go any further than 4 minutes, honestly. I need a good kitchen timer, guys. Anyone got a recommendation? Feel free to comment below. I like my cousins, but it's like, I don't know, pain in the ass a bit. Just use the microwave or my phone usually, but it'd be nice just to be like, go. Actually, Zio's had some pretty simple ones. I wonder where he got them. They're probably from his roommate. Can't see my brother buying kitchen timers for anything. What do I do if I open this and then the yolk is firm? Then I'm gonna have to deal with al dente pasta. Super al dente pasta, not just al dente. It was like, oh, al dente. That's nearly 4. It's like 3:45. I'm done. I'm done. Calling it a day. Okay, that's acceptable. Look, it's an egg yolk. Okay, so 4 minutes. Oh my god. I'm so glad I get to eat 3 more of these later. Holy crap. The ricotta, which was really impastata, but the ricotta mixture is ridiculous with the egg yolk. It's so creamy. Wow. Yes. Everyone has to make these now. Go make them. Minions. Yes. Oh my god. There's gonna be breadsticks. I'm gonna dip breadsticks in yolks. Oh my god. Do it. Do this. Make the pasta thinner. Please make it thinner. It's still al dente. That's 4 minutes, but I really don't want to risk the yolk since it was starting to get a little gelatinous. That filling is just insane. Yes. All the yes. And the sauce is gonna be oh my god. It's gonna be so good with the sauce. Just gonna keep eating it. Just gonna, Yep. I'll make the sauce in a little bit. And then I have to shower. Well, I'll probably shower first, then make the sauce. Zio insisted I do this to show you guys the entire process. These 2 are done. I stretched out a little hole in this one by accident. I don't even know if this camera's pointing at the right place right now because I didn't check. But hopefully it is. The test run egg brand was different than this egg brand, and these eggs have bigger yolks. So when I squeezed my cheese mixture out, I made the rings too small, mostly. So yes, we're a little precarious right now on that. And we're just topping our ravioli. The instructions, of course, this was from when I cut it double stamped. The instructions basically only said to just wet the edges and then stretch it when it's on the ravioli. And I just feel like that's going to compromise the yolk too much possibly, so I'm just going to wet my dough and just kind of gently stretch it, which I stretched a hole in the other one. So just going to slowly and gently pull and stretch. Okay, so that way when I top it, it's got a little more give. So I hopefully don't break any frickin' yolks. Life, it's the goal of my night, really. And you want to kind of, apparently you have to smooth out some of the air bubbles around the cheese, which is also stressing out the yolk. So that's another reason why I stretched beforehand rather than trying to do it now, which would probably make a mess. Yeah, the dough is definitely too thick. Lesson learned, guys. I'm gonna keep saying it because I'm upset about it. Okay. Making ravioli. And then I'm not gonna actually put these on until my guest shows up, obviously, because I want these to be warm when you eat them. Super warm, runny yolk. And then I leave these under a towel so that way they stay moist. I'll make my sauce just before I put them in to the pot. So it's gonna be a while. Well, I guess I could start the sauce because the sauce has two parts. You start with pancetta, a shallot, wine, and then you shut it off until the raviolis are done, and then you add some last minute things. You're supposed to put the raviolis into the sauce to finish cooking, but I don't know, we'll see. Since you can't put them all in at once and have to kind of do some rearranging, it's kind of a risky business. Yeah, the goal is to not break a yolk. Considering I've cracked how many eggs today? I still have eggs in my fridge. 2 dozen eggs. So, and now I have 8 egg whites in there. Actually, I have more from the other day, so I have tons of egg whites in just containers I really have to eat probably tomorrow. Or I can make an angel food cake. I don't have the right pan, but I'm sure I could find... That was really close because my knuckle touched this yolk, and I'd rather not do that. So. See, this one I can see the yolk through the dough. So this piece is thinner where I just stretched it out enough to do that. What time is it? I don't even know. Don't even know. Yeah, these are not the prettiest. First attempts are never the prettiest. But I'd definitely make them again after tasting them. It's the only one I can actually really see the yolk through entirely. Oh well. Okay. This is starting to get dry. These actually feel thinner, like the more I go down to the bottom of my... I need a nap. I worked last night, so that's a basically a 13-hour shift, really. And then I only got 4 hours of sleep today because I wanted to get up and start cooking early, prepping. So I'm pretty tired. Pretty tired. Night shift is a night shift. I love night shift. The people on night shift are very different than people on day shift. It takes a certain kind of human being to work night shift because night shift. But I like night shift. You have to find little tricks and tips to get you through night shift. Like, when should I eat? Because if you eat at the wrong time, sometimes you get heartburn and you feel miserable. Like, your body's not supposed to be awake all night. And I'm a night owl. I've always been a night owl. 3 a.m. on the computer, you know, doing things. But it's different when you're at your job and you have to do things and you're responsible for things. You're not just sitting at home where you could go to sleep if you really wanted to. You could have a snack if you really wanted to. You could do whatever you want if you really wanted to. It's different. You are awake and you have to be awake. You know, and if you're tired, if you're miserable, if you're just not feeling well, it's rough to be awake all night long under those conditions. It's rough. So yes, eating well, eating at the right time, staying hydrated, because for some reason it just makes you damn thirsty to work night shift. It also increases your risk of cancer and diabetes and all sorts of other problems. Yay! Night shift, night shift. But for now it suits me, so maybe in the future I will request to go to the daytime lands, but I did that for 9 months during my, the beginning of my job, and, being up at 5 a.m. is not my forte. Not at all. Not at all. So, then I also sometimes do evening shifts, and yeah, it all depends. Something's got to pay for this kitchen. So, work. And I need raviolis. My nail polish is ruined from my job and cooking. Cooking ruins nail polish. And washing dishes ruins nail polish. Everything ruins it. This is my last one, guys. And then I get to keep them covered and start my sauce. I'll do the first half of my sauce. And then when my guest gets here, I will do the other half of my sauce. And that's it. Oh, I gotta put breadsticks in the oven. Okay, that's not it. Just kidding. Which, don't know if separate video or not yet, so I'll film it separately. There's air bubbles in here. Oh well. I'm rushing because I know it's my last one. Rushing is not good. So mistakes get made. There we are. So, 6 raviolis, 3 for each of us. Keep them covered. I'll double cover them, just in case. They're going into a pot of boiling water in the next 20 minutes, probably. So, that was from my taste test. Yes, taste test. Hot. So, also I'm wearing an apron because this is a messy process and I'm dressed now. Fully dressed in normal clothes, not just pajamas. Which I am so guilty of, always just cooking in pajamas and never getting dressed if I'm home. It's wonderful. This pot of water is boiling away, probably. Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming that medium high will be okay. Can you see me? Don't know if you can actually see me. So, I already pieced out my ingredients because I am not my brother. Ha 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 ha. I am not my brother. So, pancetta. This is 4 ounces. We're going to use 2. I could probably just use all 4 and just get it over with, because honestly, what am I going to use this for? Eggs? I have bacon for that. So, just going to use all 4 ounces. Okay. This is a shallot minced, which my whole fridge now stinks of shallots. Thank you. Leftover cheese. Okay. Pancetta, shallots. This is for the ending. This is for the second part of the dish. This is 4 tablespoons of butter. I just broke up so it melts faster. This is 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Wine. About, I think it's half a cup. That's going in this. And fresh parsley. I feel like I'm forgetting something, guys. Oh, my phone charger's sitting here. What am I forgetting? Oh, a cup of the water from the raviolis is going to go into this sauce to thicken it up a bit. Since there's flour in the pasta, the water that's boiling in, the flour comes off into the water, so it becomes a thickening agent, and you put it into your sauce, and it helps to thicken the sauce. So the first part, I don't need these for the first part. I do need this. I don't need this. Yes. Right. This, I don't know if this is hot enough, but you know what? I'll know when I put it in. Probably just let it sit for a couple minutes. So this is going to render off its fat. You do this with bacon. So bacon, pancetta, any of the high fat meats. That smells good. So once this is rendered, I'm supposed to take it back out. I can't use this as plastic. So, really? Oh, I'll just put it into my measuring cup, which I'll probably use for the wine anyway. Oh, it smells really good. Another minute, and I'll call that rendered enough. I should taste this Pinot, huh? Okay, cheap bottle of white wine, just for this. I try not to buy cooking wine. Don't do it. Just buy real wine and use it to cook with. Pinot's good because it's mellow. It's like generic white wine, tasting wine. I'm going to say that this is rendered. I like it crispy though. And this is not going back in until the end, so you know what? Give it a couple more seconds. The hustle is stuck in my head. I need to get a slotted spoon to remove this with. Or I could just pick it up and try to do it like a boss. Decisions. Or you just use, it's gonna suck either way. How hot is this? It's not that hot. Alright, we'll lower it. I'm ill prepared. I don't have a slotted spoon for this sort of situation. Okay, no, it's done. Okay, what are we gonna use? Let's take a quick walk. Wow, there's a lot of smoke in my house. I have a metal slotted spoon, but I feel like I'm gonna scratch my pan. Oh well. There's tons of smoke in my house. As long as my fire alarm doesn't go off. Okay, that's enough. I burnt my pan. Probably too hot. Again, I don't have controls on my oven for temperature. It's off, light, and high, and then you have to kind of just stare at the flame and hope for the best. So, joyful. That smells so good though. Shallots. So now the shallots are in, I'm actually going to put the pancetta in this, and put the wine here. Metric. Which I use at work because medicine is all metric, but not right now. Okay. There's my fire alarm. Is that it? Was it just warning me that there was smoke? Set off my fire alarm like I knew I would. Thank you, pancetta. So, I shut it off and I opened all the windows and I turned on a loud ass fan. It's my first time doing that in my new apartment, guys. I'm so proud. Also, don't know where the camera is now again, so sorry. Just reducing white wine. This was just the pancetta. Took out the pancetta for the most part, except for the ones I couldn't get out. Added the shallots. All the smoke is blowing that way. It's great. Thank you, window. There's a storm outside, so it's great. And now I just added some white wine to the glaze and reduce until syrupy. And then I'm taking off the heat, adding the pancetta back in, and waiting until it's time to actually cook the ravioli. Reduce. Delightful. Also, my GoPro is disgusting. Like, covered in grease and flour. Have to clean it. Gonna have to. You know, none of my neighbors came to knock on my door to see if I was okay. See how it is. At least I know the fire alarm works. Smells amazing. It's gonna be insane on top of those raviolis. Just, oh, so good. This is probably syrupy enough. If you scrape along the bottom of the pan and it doesn't immediately recover its tracks, you know you're really reduced. Shutting it off. Re-adding my pancetta. And now I have to wait. So. Ugh. I want to eat it now. Yes, I know. I know. There's a wind outside. I know fire. I know. Burners are freaking out. Anyway. It just turned on. I missed the Mamma Mia Pizzeria song. So I'm going to toss in the raviolis. I'm not going to look at you. Just not going to look at you. And if I accidentally look at you, too bad. Oh boy. Oh boy. God help me with these raviolis right now. Please, Jesus. If you exist. Don't let any of these break. Please, 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 please. Oh, could you set a timer? Do you have your phone? Or looking at a clock? Or some other sort of implement that counts time?
Yep.
For 4 minutes? This one's sticking. I'm so scared. I'm not doing that one yet. If you knew what was in these, you'd understand why I was scared, but he doesn't know what's in these yet. The internet knows what's in these, but you don't know what's in these. This is gonna fucking fail. I'm gonna fucking break something. I'm gonna be fucking angry. Plan 2. Okay. Alright. We're good? We're good. Ha! Okay. This is now butter. Don't look at how much butter that is. Don't be sad. You can talk.
Hi, internet world.
Hi, internet world. It's just a mute in my kitchen. It's cool. Watching butter melt. It's my favorite hobby. Actually, it's my cousin's hobby. Have you seen Justin eat butter?
No.
Oh god.
By the spoon?
No, he literally will drink it with a straw.
Oh, that's delicious.
We went to... Have you been to Alamo? Draft House?
No.
They give you butter by the bowl. Like, you can order like an endless bowl of butter. I mean, not butter. Popcorn! Covered in butter. And, he drank the excess butter at the bottom of the bowl with a straw.
Oh, it's so good.
No, that's disgusting. Terrible. My cousin's terrible. You hear me, cousin?
It's flavor.
Terrible. No, it's just... I mean, it is tasty, really good. Obviously, I'm putting it in this fucking sauce, but no. No. I can't see you because I'm trying to touch you, but I can't see you. Just punch you in the face by accident. Oops, did I just hurt you? Are you unconscious on my floor? Help. I could even drag your body out of my house, probably.
You think you can?
No, I don't think I could. I'd have to get help, which means I need accomplices. Oh, fuck.
Maybe butter the floor.
Butter. You know what? There's probably enough butter in my freezer to butter the floor. Or I can get my cousin to come over. Could I just bring me some butter? Yeah, what's up? Don't worry about it.
Bring an extra straw.
I need... Bring an extra straw. Yeah, bring straws. And butter. Okay. Oh, I was about to double that by accident. That was a mistake. Beep, beep, beep. I meant to only do half a cup, and that's what I took out. Ah, you don't exist. There's just a random man in my kitchen.
We have 1 minute left with you.
Thank you, clockman.
That's right.
No, clockman. Do you want to be my kitchen alarm? I didn't have a kitchen clock earlier that I was to look at. I was just like, I don't know what time it is. I don't know how much time I should be cooking this for.
Should I make a beeping sound?
Like I did when I was backing up earlier.
There we go.
Beep, beep, beep. Supposed to put these in here, but I have fears. You're not gonna understand the fears until you see what's in the the raviolis. So, should I just tell you? Do you want to be surprised?
Yeah, I want to be surprised.
Okay, fine, be surprised.
Next time.
Is it? I'm scared. Could you bring me 2 plates, please? And thank you. Now you're the plate man. You've gone from clocks to plates. Congratulations. What? Your mom's gonna be proud. You touched raw dough for the first time in your life today. She's gonna be so thrilled.
There's just one. Oh, watch it.
That's just one. Thank you. And now you're washing dishes? Oh my god! Now you're the dishwasher! Holy shit! 2 promotions in a day. They don't come with any benefits, these promotions, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
My resume just got that much heavier.
Yep, What are you good at? Well, I can do dishes, I can stare at clocks, I can get plates.
Kind of wash.
I'm sure you better wash a dish properly. You've washed my dishes before.
Explain how you got sick.
Shut up. No one's as bad as my brother. The older one. Okay, I'm gonna take this out. I'm done. They're done. Should I put them in the sauce? Should I try that? Nah, screw it. I'll just drizzle it on top. Actually, oh, so much indecision. I should have actually left this on for like 2 more seconds. I have to pull these up. If the dough sucks, by the way, I rolled it too thick. And I accept that.
Stay rolling in the dough.
I didn't roll in the dough long enough. I just kinda... Nope. Didn't roll it long enough. I'm a failure. Oh, check the breadsticks, please. Oh, you're breadstick man, too. See? So many names for you. Are they golden brown, or are they...
Oh, I forgot to season them.
That's okay.
I know they were seasoned.
You're fired!
That's it.
You can't be breadstick man.
I lost a job.
You've lost one job. You had one job. You failed. To thicken slightly. Am I content with the thickness of my sauce? Nope. No. Are you seasoning them now?
Yeah.
I just hear subtle seasoning next to my head. That's fine. Okay, now I'm content with the thickness of my sauce. Not looking at you. Not looking at you. I'm not touching you. Okay. Nope, now I might have looked at you a little bit. These shoes are coming off in about 10 minutes. Just FYI. I'm too tall anyway.
And how long?
10 minutes?
Do you want to time it?
Thank you. There was a high five there. Thank you, Clockman. At least you understand that job. I just had a terrible dirty thought. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Hell of a seasoner.
Hell of a seasoning. Subtle seasoning.
All year round.
Like a seasoning ninja. I'm glad my dirty thought went away. I'm glad you didn't hear me.
The internet did.
I'm sure they did. What rhymes with clock? Ba-dum-bum. Anyway, I'm gonna now go feed myself and this lovely young man. Possibly. I might steal his raviolis, I don't know yet. Punch him in the face, kick him outside. In the ice rain. Whatever it's doing outside right now. I made a mess in my kitchen. I don't care. It's dinner time. Oh, this was a very important piece of the puzzle.
The razzle dazzle.
I have to razzle dazzle you, clearly. Ta-da! Okay, we're gonna go eat. Not gonna lie, I ate one on camera earlier, so finger to you. Bye, guys.